Okay, so Monocrom. We are a laser company located just outside of Barcelona city in Vilanova i la Geltrú. I'm sure that you are somehow aware of us and our location. We have been around for the past 26 years, since 1993, and we have a nice facility in Vilanova that we will double. Actually, we were supposed to begin the constructions of the new facility about a month ago, and then the whole crisis began. So right now we have 1,200 square meters for the facility, with more than 400 square meters of clean rooms. That runs from 100 to 10,000 ISO. In terms of timeline, we have been around since 1993, and everyone is seeing the presentation or the screen. What do you see?
We see your presentation.
Perfect. We had a nice jump in terms of growth in 2015. We grew in a bit more than 60%, and since then we have been growing rapidly between 15 to 20% each year. Taking this year out of the equation, because this year will not be the best year of us. And we are active in the laser department. So we are basically a fabless laser manufacturer. We are agnostic to the type of component, of laser component that we are using, but we are doing everything from the laser bar and above. One unique thing about Monocrom is the technology that we are using in order to do the mounting with the laser bars. We have a patented technology called clamping that we have announced in 2004, which basically means that in our laser mounting, we do not use soldering material, which we only use mechanical connection, which allows us to get better thermal resistance of the module, better heat dissipation, and all sorts of other advantages that can be described with this slide. So we, to begin with, we don't have a smile effect, which mostly happens due to the dissimilarity in the coefficient thermal expansions between materials. And since we do not use additional materials than the laser bar and the gold-coated copper that we use for the electrodes, we are basically agnostic to that effect. So our front facet of the laser bar is basically as flat as it comes from the laser manufacturer. On top, we are using macro channel cooling. We call it the real macro channel cooling because our macro channel cooling are basically 1.2 millimeter in diameter, which is almost 10 times more than what is usually called macro channel in the industry, which is 250 micron. Due to the fact that we do not use additional material in the laser mounting, we do have extended lifetime, normally double the expected lifetime against our competition, and we have also information that we can prove that we've done the testing in order to show how much longer we live. Get higher brightness due to the fact that we don't have the smile effect. We cool more efficiently, and we are basically releasing the stress. We are mechanical stress-free because of the fact that we let the bar extract and contract freely in the mount itself. This is just a slide showing what you can expect. On the left side, you can see a picture of what you can expect from our competition in terms of the front facet of the laser bar, and on the right side you see what do we mean when we say that we don't have the smile effect. In terms of field of expertise or application, we are active in the medical arena, in the industrial, and in the defense, in various of applications that you can see listed below the sector itself. I will go one by one with the next slide. So we are active in the dermatology and aesthetic. This has been a really good market for us, and this is one of the, let's say, one of the markets that still keeps on growing in a constant rate. We have a nice variety of products that I will be able to produce to introduce afterwards in one of the other slides. But besides the hair removal, we are also doing, so we are providing solution for skin resurfacing. lipolysis treatments, uninvasive and invasive, spot and cop removal and wrinkle removal, and of course we are always open to hear about other applications that we are not aware of. In terms of solution that we have for spectroscopy, basically we have solutions that can be used in Raman and remote Raman, in LIBS and CRDS, with a variety of lasers from a single emitter base to a high pumping head solution base. We have solution in ophthalmology, mostly in the green area, so 527 and 532. We have several variety. We have a nice expertise. We have been doing and serving this application for the past 15 years, so we can call it a mature application from our range. And we are going to complete by the end of this year. If we will go back to a normal timeline from R&D, we will finalize the solution that will be based on the same technology, but in the yellow arena, also for ophthalmology. We are also active in the cancer treatment, mostly in the PDT arena, so photodynamic therapy in 650 nanometer. We also have a solution that still is under a development phase based on higher energy solution in order to replace radio frequencies solution that you can find in order to be able to generate proton and to be able to assist with the diagnostic of the cancer or the type of cancer that you are basically approaching. More application or more field of expertise that we have some solutions for imaging, including imaging and CTP. We are also activating the illumination with all sorts of different pattern projections, which we can play with optics. This is something that we have got into in the past 3 years, and it's growing not as fast as we expected, but at least it's growing. Same goes to the material processing. We are now basically introducing, after a mutual work that we have done with institute like IMEN, we are introducing what we like to call accuracy in material processing, in which you can basically control the temperature that you are introduced to roll forming or spin forming material processing procedures, in which you can control the heat that you are conducting, the pattern that you are conducting, and to be able to be a bit more efficient and much more accurate when you are basically trying to replace really old and exist technologies from the market. Another field of expertise, our optical pumping, in which we are active in different wavelengths and different type of crystals. You can ask me questions about that, but we will get into depth in few of the other slides. We have solutions in the food industry, mostly rely on single emitter based, single frequency with different patterns in order to be able to sort out food on production line, or to basically to be able to identify what is the quality of fruit, or to distinguish between different colors of fruits or vegetables. Really fast production lines. We are also active in the defense industry. We have nice amount of application that we wrote down here, but in the defense industry, from our expertise, whenever you ask a client, what exactly are you doing? The answer is always pumping. So we will refer that our main expertise in the defense industry is pumping applications. In terms of optical pumping, as I was saying before, we have pumping heads that based on emitter arrays or laser bar arrays to serve the application that you can see below. So titanium sapphire, dye, OPOs, OPA, and OPCPA. We have nice results, and we normally get a nice efficiency from the pumping head. And by nice, I mean that for a regular neodymium YAG based pumping head, we get about 40% pumping efficiency, which is almost 10% more than what you should expect. Normally, our competition shows between 30 to 35% efficiency. we show more than 40. Based on that, we can also serve the application like a LiDAR application, mostly the big LiDAR application.
Elad, I'm sorry to interrupt. Just for you to know, so time is getting to an end. So if you could just try to come to an end, that would be great. Thank you.
So just to conclude, in terms of portfolio, this is where we are. We have laser diode stacks, and based on that, we do diode pump solid state lasers and pumping sources. Based on the latter, we also have high energy solid state lasers, and below you can see different variations of them all. One last thing that I would like to announce or to show is that the last thing that we have announced also at the last Photonics West show was this nice box. Sorry. This is basically a 1 kilowatt CW fiber coupled module, fiber coupled to 400 micrometer in diameter fiber with a really nice BPP. And here we basically finalize the development of 2.5 years that basically allows us to provide the properties of a single laser bar into a 1 kilowatt laser source with a BPP of 44 millimeter to milliradian. That we most probably in the next year will be able to double or triple the power into at least 3 kilowatts output in CW. That's roundabout what I was what I wanted to say.
Okay, thank you, Elad, for your presentation. So far, I couldn't see. Right now, the first question just came in from Gabriel José de la Cruz Valbuena. What wavelength range can you cover with your lasers?
Okay, so let's go to the slide that I missed. So we are basically active from the laser bar perspective. We have laser sources right now from 640 to 2.2 micrometer. We are now finalizing tests with 405 as well as laser bars. The 405 can provide about 18 watts per bar, and we can aggregate more bars in order to get more peak power. And for the 2.2 nanometer, we can get about 20 watts per bar in CW.
Okay, thank you. Are there any further questions? So far, I can't see any further questions in the chat. In the meantime, I would like to ask you a question as well. What is it what you from Monocrom are looking for in SECPHO's ecosystem?
What we are usually looking for is a new type of application that we are not aware of. Since we are a laser manufacturer and we are aiming to manufacture, we don't have the luxury to do development per se. So we are always looking for collaboration with other companies or institutions that will help us explore new field of expertise. While we can provide our know-how in the laser source and the optical system around it, and perhaps the other party or parties will be able to help us with a bit more know-how concerning the application itself. This would be a really great assistance for us. We are always looking at Germany as a nice model in which the Ferdinand Braun and the Heinrich Heinz Institute are really active with companies in the market, and they get a nice support from the government from that perspective as well. Yeah. But they allow companies that also focus on manufacturing lasers get enough in order to be able to address new frontiers without spending too much cash from their own.
Yes, and I mean, as you're probably aware of, we have many partners in Germany as well, many other clusters in the area. So yeah, as you all know, feel free to ask us for help if you ever need any kind of connection.
Sure.
Thank you, Elad.